Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final installment of the Ravi Racing League. This finale will play itself in Singapore, and we'll hope we don't have the same issues as last time in Belgium, where the safety car was lagging again, just as in Brazil. Checking if the audio transfers well. I might be a little bit quiet. Let's turn that up a little. Should be better now. Today, 8 Cylinders will try to join me, but he's having a power outage today. So maybe he will join later on in the session. People are eager to get out of the pits today. They're already driving around. Let's take a quick look at the standings. As you can see, Maranello Baby still at the top of the scoreboard. I don't think Anirudh can take his position. Actually, he can if Maranello is out, just crashes out, and Anirudh takes the win. Then Anirudh wins the championship. So there's still some championship battle going on. But of course, everyone below Anirudh, Chris By and Freeman fighting for that third position in the standings. Very close. Also, Freeman and Ninja Zero both on 77 points. It's gonna be interesting to see how they compete in this race. Of course, if you didn't hear already, we're driving at Singapore. A very nice circuit to drive on. But if you overstep the mark, you will crash into the wall, and your race might be over. So let's go to the guys in game. As we're on board with Tanish, let me make sure the audio of the game is on, because turned it off. There we go. So you see Tanish setting some pretty good laps at Belgium, but I think he had some problems crashing out and stuff. If you haven't seen the last race from Belgium, please go check it out. It was insane. And in the end, Falser U came first. So Williams in first position. Of course, the actual standings have been changed, as this result was based on glitching safety car. So almost everyone got disqualified for crashing into each other. Tanish sitting at 137.1 at the moment. Also you with a 140, and Anirudh and Chikwana following suit. Not so much soon, also with a 138. Let's try and go on board with some people. Let me check who's on the outlap. Ninja Zero and Maranello are on the outlap.
Hopefully I haven't missed too much.
Not at all, we're just starting. Qualifying is on its way. Let's go on
Hello,
board
hello,
with
hello.
Ninja Zero.
Just heard from the drivers that it's going to be a wet race at Singapore. That's going to be interesting for the season finale.
How many wet races have we had?
We've had Spa, which got wet towards the end. Monza also became wet towards the end. That's it, I think. Oh no, Germany was kind of wet. And I think one more
We've
race
seen a
before
lot
that.
of wet qualifying as well.
We have. But the interesting part about this is drivers are going to have to prioritize where they're going to start based on the conditions at race, not necessarily based on the conditions during qualifying here. Let me just make sure that I'm hearing myself on stream. I think
Yeah, I
It
might
is.
have to change it. Let me check.
No, I can hear
check.
myself. It's fine.
Okay. I gotta fix the overlay though, because it's
That's fine.
doing some weird things.
Hopefully the transitions are working out nicely.
Yeah, they look great. Actually, let me check it. As we were saying, we're on board with Ninja Zero, still trying to complete his swap.
Okay. Ninja Zero. Okay, so my controller's being all sorts of retarded right now. There we go.
Yeah,
Coming
okay,
through
so
the
delay
final
it,
sector, final couple of turns, very important at Marina Bay to really nail this final sector if you want to get a good time in. Flat out on the fast final corner here. Across the line, Ninja Zero puts himself in 7th place with a 1 minute 38.392.
I hope everything works out
drivers,
today
both
with
in the
the
top.
stream and stuff, because I'm not
Oh
streaming
yeah,
from
because
home
you're
today.
currently not near. Yeah, you're currently not near your computer at all. You're a couple of, or how many miles away are you from your computer? Would you say at this point?
No, the conversion from miles to kilometers.
Okay, tell us in kilometers, and I'll give you a rough.
It's
measurement
about
in
80.
miles. All
80
right, so you're
kilometers.
about 45, 50 miles away from. All right, so yeah, this whole stream is being run remote on a remote server, not a remote server, on a remote PC in Walter's accommodation. Walter's at
My
home,
basement.
but he's in his base. He's in the man cave. Uh, as two hash drivers are now topping the sessions. I think I don't want to talk too much about qualifying because if there's anything we've seen, qualifying does not determine the race output, especially if the race is going to be a wet one. So I'm going to save my energy a bit. And I want to talk about qualifying from real F1 yesterday. And can I just say, as a Mercedes fan, it feels so nice to see Ferrari finally in their place. I mean,
it's
10th
nice to
and
see.
11th in.
It's nice to see Williams be very close to the pace. They only were a tenth off of going through to Q2.
Indeed, they were. And I think all the Ferrari teams are struggling, right? All the Ferrari customer teams are struggling, as well as the factory team, because Alfa Romeo didn't get out of Q1, Haas struggled to get out of Q1 and couldn't get out of Q2, and Ferrari themselves struggled to get out of Q2, and in Q3 they weren't very competitive either. I mean, they were. Charles Leclerc was beaten convincingly by Lando Norris and Sergio Perez. So make of that what you will, but Ferrari just doesn't have the pace at Austria. I'm not sure what their season's going to look like later on. During Hungary, apparently there's a big development package coming, and Ferrari are going to be competitive again. Well, I'll wait for the truth. I'll wait for the facts. Yeah, but based on what we've seen in qualifying and hopefully in today's race, Ferrari are not on the pace. They are nowhere near the front runners. That is Red Bull and Mercedes. And they're along the likes of the midfield drivers, midfield teams in McLaren and Force India. Oh, sorry, they're Racing Point. Racing Point, the surprise of the first race. Nobody really expected them to be bad, but nobody expected them to be this good either. So they've been really putting in the shift in terms of getting performances on the table. A couple of new drivers in RRL today. We have Satwik, who just joined the league earlier today and is now in a race and back to the season finale. I don't know how that works, but welcome on board, Satwik, from IRC.
These guys like AC66 and General Pepe. These were guys who joined the league in the beginning, then left, I don't know for whatever reason. I think they both got demoted because of not showing up 3 times in a row, and now they're back. So
I'm trying to see which of our regular drivers are not. Okay, so Iyad and Vikram are not here, which is the 2 Ferrari drivers, which is why Tanish and not so much. Not so Masuma's made a return as well. What's going on? A lot of drivers choosing to return back.
In the not so much Sumi's in the standings, but he's normally there for racing points.
Racing points, yeah. But yeah, guys, as drivers, if you're watching this stream, what the hell? I would just like to ask on behalf of everyone in RRL, where do your loyalties stand? Are you racing for RRL or are you not? Of course, not a personal attack on anyone, just a little bit of banter. But, we like to see consistency from our drivers, and clearly we're not seeing much from them in terms of appearing to the races. So come on, guys, turn up to future races. We've put a lot of effort and a lot of investment and time into streaming, and we'd like to see more than 12 drivers at a time. As Real SD is latching together a pretty good lap here. He seems to have suddenly become not a championship contender, but a serious contender for wins in recent races. But another important big piece of news regarding real life Formula One is real life, or another F1 game coming out in 2 days' time. So if you do have it on pre-order, those who have it on pre-order should get it on the 7th, and those who have it under normal should have it on the 10th. So, Walter, have you picked up F1 2020 yet?
Not yet, no.
Not yet. Okay. So until July the 10th, those who have F1 2019 will have a discount on F1 2020. I am primarily talking about the Indian subcontinent. I'm not entirely sure what the discounts are outside, but if you're in India and you have F1 2019, make sure you pick up the discount in the next 4 to 5 days, because we're gonna have like a 200 rupee discount on the game, so it goes from 1500 to
on Steam.
Yeah, Steam gives us a loyalty discount if we have F1 2019, where if we buy F1 2020, it gives us like €2 discount from the. It's €2. But I don't know how big the discount is on Steam Europe / Belgium. I'm not entirely sure. You might want to check, but a lot of drivers just sitting on the racing line here might be holding up Real SD, as Maranello just pulls out all the stops at 1 minute 35.363. Only the Real SD and Punisher anywhere close to that kind of time, as Maranello flexing the muscles here was never really in doubt as to whether or not he would be flexing his muscles, because he is our World Drivers' Championship for Season 1 of RRL. It was a pretty convincing win for him, but it was pretty much all but decided after the previous race. But Real SD dives into the pits here, currently sitting on a 1 minute 35.915. Probably won't be running into further laps, but Maranello really turning up the heat here. Will he dive into the pits? Yes, he will. Sets one fast lap and dives into the pits. If that isn't confidence, I don't know what is.
So it seems like for Europe, it's a 10% loyalty discount on the Schumacher edition, and no discount on the regular.
Okay, that's a fair discount, I guess. No, that's not entirely bad. Any discount is good, I guess, is the way to look at it. Yeah.
Have you heard about the prices going up for the games? As NBA 2K21 is going to be $100.
What a game that's essentially the same as the one from last year, with some new players and some new kits and maybe some graphical changes here and there. I've always had a gripe with year-on-year releases. Like, that's the problem. Like in games like NBA and FIFA I like, so technically I'm being a hypocrite here.
Same with F1 as well?
Sort of with F1, but in F1 you have new liveries, you can improve on the game mechanics, stuff like that. You can improve on optimizing the online services and whatnot. And in F1 there's driver changes and livery changes, and there's in 2022 there's going to be massive changes with the new regulations coming in, obviously. So there's definitely changes that's going to happen. It's just between F1 2017 and 2018 weren't many changes, but in terms of overall gameplay, a lot changed. The graphics were a lot better. Between F1 2018 and 2019, a lot changed. But obviously, people who don't really like the whole year-on-year release thing, the people who don't like the fact that they just come out with a new game every year and then charge you more money for it. They won't really. Ooh, big sideways there from Punish as he starts his flying lap out of the second corner. But as I was saying, games like NBA and FIFA are just the same. Maybe different kits, maybe different players at different clubs, maybe more face scans, so like getting real life players' faces in the game as opposed to just a generic model that kind of looks like them. That's the kind of things that they can really change in the game and release it again. So there's not much in terms of changes, but I don't really know why they're charging so much money. Like, what's so radically different that they're charging $100 for a game that involves some men throwing basketballs into a hoop?
the new console.
I don't know. That could be a point actually on the new consoles. But then again,
to increase the prices for the new consoles because other games have been coming out with higher prices as well, with $69.99 for games. So I think they're increasing it by $10.
Yeah, prices have certainly been increasing on games in recent years. I mean, I remember back when I used to buy games for the PSP back in 2008, it was like $10, $15 maximum for like a PSP game. Even PS2 games were ridiculously cheap, or relative to what they are now. Back then, that was a lot of money. But I think when we look back in another 5 years' time and games cost $250, we'll probably think that $100 is very cheap. But I don't know why games are becoming more and more expensive. Maybe this is reason to start RRL podcast and discuss all this stuff on a podcast. That would be pretty cool. Let us know down in the chat if you guys would be interested in seeing a podcast involving drivers and external guys on RRL. Let us know, obviously, in the live chat.
Oh yeah, one more tip. If you're from Belgium and you want to buy one 2020, you can go on Open.com, which is basically Belgian Amazon, but then a little more shit than Amazon. And you can buy the game for €10 less, for €10 less than on Steam.
Fair enough. Nice
Because
top tip for all our Belgian listeners.
Yeah, because for some reason the PC version is €10 less than PS4 and Xbox.
Lamau, and we also get free online.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I never really understood the paying to go online thing. Because you're already paying. Oh, Astanish actually crashes.
Yeah, Thunder's just like sent it into the barrier just for the memes. As I think all the other drivers are done with their fast lap, so there shouldn't be any more changes. But the most probably surprising one is Vortex and Anirudh, who are currently sitting in 10th and 12th, or 12th and 10th respectively. What has happened here? All the sort of faster drivers have dropped to the back of the grid, and right now the IRC guys are leading the charts. Slowly IRC takes over RRL, and then we become a subsidiary of IRC.
They're all just crashing in the last second.
Yeah, they're all just sending it into each other, Demolition Derby style. I mean, that's probably what's going to happen in the race. But okay, Maranello Baby claiming pole position as General Pepe just.
Because he normally doesn't even set a qualifying lap. Finally today.
Yeah, I think Maranello has seized the opportunity of the season finale as a grand stage to completely annihilate everyone by, well, not by that big a margin. He was 1/10 clear of the Real SD, but both him and the Real SD are leagues, no pun intended, leagues ahead of everyone else. That's it. How many drivers are there?
Maybe it's mainly because of the Real SD and General Pepe actually joining that Maranello starts to feel the heat to actually start performing, because these guys are pretty fast themselves. It will be interesting to see whether General Pepe can actually follow these guys, because as you remember in the beginning of the league season, General Pepe was miles ahead of everyone as well.
Yep, that is true. That is true. But right now, as qualifying stands, biggest losers from qualifying are Anirudh, Vortex, and Faizan. Faizan's in last. Faizan is in last. Get ready for turn one send from Faizan as we get ready for our wet race at Singapore. Marina Bay, a very complicated circuit, very, very low margin for error. If you fuck up, you are dead, bro. Good scene for our season finale then, really distinguishing the men from the boys as we head into a wet race, just to add more flame to the fire. Oh, what? That makes no sense. More flame to the more fuel to the fire. Sorry, as we get underway here. So drivers currently sorting out their setups and tire choices and stint options. You know what I'm most interested in seeing though? I want to see the Williams stream after this. A wet race at Singapore with the two Williams drivers. Oh, yes, please. That's what I want to see. But this is your qualifying order. Yep.
In case you missed it, the guys we have to look at are definitely Freeman. Oh, actually, Freeman isn't here. So and Chris Pye is in the arena. Okay, never mind. These guys were fairly close to each other in the standings, but actually, then depending on how Ninja Zero does, he will maybe take third place.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But
so as well, if Maranello crashes out and Anirudh comes in first position, he will actually win the championship.
Oh, okay. So some heavy stakes there. Maranello still in with a chance of losing the championship, even though it seems almost guaranteed that he's going to win it from first position here. Anirudh currently sitting in 9th position. I'm sure Walter will put up the standings at the end for us to look at, to gaze upon as we analyze what could possibly be a brilliant end to the championship. Maranello Baby is currently our pole sitter, Real SD General Pepe right behind him into turn one. Danish, one of our newcomers, followed by Casey, one of our old comers, followed by Ninja Zero, Electric, Momo, PP, Anirudh, and Not So Masoom, which rounds off our top 10. Vortex, one of the championship contenders at the beginning of the season, currently find himself 11th place after a poor qualifying. He will look to gain some positions, if not in the most normal, civilized way possible. No punts into turn one, please. G Chroma right behind him in the Alfa Romeo, the one driver who has stayed consistent with his team throughout RRL season one. He has always joined as Alfa Romeo whenever he has joined a race. Big gap forming between the top three drivers and the rest of the field here on the formation lap or the warm-up lap. We have a new man in IRC Satwik, currently in 13th place. His teammate in the other Red Bull, Profit 133, right behind him. Dylan starts with D in the infamous Williams, currently sitting in 15th position. Captain Cheesecake currently sitting in 16th. Dylan's teammate False RU currently in 17th position. Just sitting on the start-finish straight, not even going to bother with the formation lap. His car is already warming up. Streeter in 18th place. He will look to get a massive comeback on that in that Toro Rosso, I should say. And the ever mercurial Faizan currently in 19th place. He will also look to dive bomb his way to the top 10. But that is your qualifying order as it stands in probably what is a very exciting race, as Maranello Baby just casually drifting through the final sector here, just not even taking this seriously. Normally, the only times you would get oversteer in an F1 car is when you fuck up a corner. Maranello just casually drifting it past all the corners in the final sector there, not even phased as the grid reforms at the end of the formation lap. Some drivers sitting on the grid there. The number 69 Haas of the, I think it's the KC. No, it's no, it might be KC actually, but General Pepe, ever present meme. But number 69 Haas as it should be 5 lights underway in just a second if the lag isn't interrupting on my end. All the drivers forming up here, revving their engines. Singapore Airlines board right above the starting lights. I'm not seeing the. Oh, there's one car just joining the grid now. Faizan doing a good job on the formation lap, warming up not only his own tires but also lots of track as well. As we go temporarily to the pit screen here, there should be 5 red lights. And away we go for a very wet Singapore finale, a showdown in the rain. Marilla Baby leading into turn 1. The McLaren of Real SD briefly making it up into turn 2, into position 2 before dropping back down. Now makes it back up into position 2. General Pepe in the Haas, currently overtaken by the Real SD. Danish right behind him, contesting him for the position into the back straight, heading onto the back straight now. A little bit of lag, but all the drivers seem to be keeping it fairly clean. Some position changes here and there. Faizan seems to have made up 2 positions on the start, moving his way up into 17th place. ILC No More PP also moving his way up. But the biggest winners from that starting period is Anirudh and Vortex, who've made it to 6th and 7th respectively after starting 8th and 11th. Very, very good moves there from the 2 drivers, as the front runners keeping it very, very tidy, as Danish seems to have made, oh no, he doesn't seem to have made an overtake done there. It just got caught out there by the Haas. It was indeed a great start there from Maranello. Seems to have already pulled a 1.5 second lead on the Real SD, simply because he just has that kind of confidence in the rain. A very, very dominating driver. Many more position changes happening at the back here. One driver is falling all the way to the back of the grid. It's Captain Cheesecake. He has spun around. There's a collision warning with Profit there. 5-second penalty to Profit for making contact with Captain Cheesecake. We have a safety car. Get ready, boys. This is going to be the constant theme throughout this race. Safety cars up the wazoo is what it's going to be. Because, Maranello Baby picking up a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits. How's that happen? Even the best of the best getting caught out in these treacherous conditions. Absolutely pissing rain down there. But right now, the biggest winners from that opening section has to be Anirudh and Vortex. Let's get the position change telemetry up here so I can let you guys know exactly how many positions have been gained. Let's leave that on interval. Lap data enable, track map, full course yellow. Safety car is out, of course, but the KC66 drops 9 positions to 14th place. Not entirely sure what happened to him there. Of course, Sky Sports gets active replays on the go. We don't have that, so we're just going to have to assume that he spun around somewhere or may have made contact with someone and lost a front wing. Casey drops 10 positions down to 15th place now. A lot of drivers pitting in for a new front wing, new tires, not new tires, definitely not in this kind of
Inters and Streeter as well.
Some drivers choosing to pit onto the Inters. Maybe Jeff may have told them something that we don't know. Obviously, they are getting some fantastic A+ Ferrari spec strategies from Jeff. They're tending to go on the intermediate tires when it's absolutely pissing down rain, and I do emphasize that it looks absolutely treacherous out there.
Yeah, I mean,
there we go.
It might actually be drying up in a couple of laps, and maybe some drivers are hoping the safety car will last 3 to 4 laps, as they can have the advantage of already having done a pit stop.
Tell you what though, Walter, if you've got your graphics turned all the way up, it probably looks as eye candy as it does for me. What a game. Wow, that lighting is spectacular, and the rain effects and everything. Oh, yeah, so good.
All the reflections and stuff like that.
Exactly. RIP gaming laptops at this point. No, just kidding, obviously. But False, RU and Dylan, Casey dropping 13 positions back to 18th position. Bad starting a couple of laps for him there. but we have 31 laps of sheer outright destruction coming for you. So do stay logged in to the stream. Manala Baby currently leading during the safety car period. He will have the chance to extend his lead even further on the drivers behind him if he gets a good start from the safety car. Safety car will not be in this lap. Manolo choosing to pit now. Maybe he's also going into the intermediate tires. In. Decisions there from Renault, asking Manolo to come in onto a set of intermediate tires. Maybe a Ferrari also coming in right behind him. It is Stanish coming in. Oh, nearly hitting the Haas pit crew there. Oh, that's Mercedes. Never mind. Oh yes, all the drivers are now pitting to intermediate tires. This will shuffle up the grid a little bit as Manolo drops to his 9th position.
It's a bit of a questionable decision to go a lot longer than the other guys who pitted already. There were also a bunch of guys who pitted but went on wets again. So these guys will be shaking their head in disbelief.
These guys will be thanking their strategists for screwing up their race. They might be saying to themselves, and I do quote. Dumb Jeff just telling himself, I am stupid, after that initial pit window there. But yes, right now a lot of drivers massively screwing up their strategy. Don't know if they're doing it purposefully because they want to make this race interesting for us spectators and commentators. But appreciate it, boys. This should make things interesting going into the latter half of the race when all the strategies start mixing together, sort of overlapping each other. Various drivers on very quick strategies fighting it out for track position. It'll be very, very interesting. But in a very weird turn of events, Real SD has gone from 18th place to 1st. How is this happening?
I think he got a very good start because he was already fairly high on the grid on the first lap, I think.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Oh, I'm getting Real SD confused with KC. KC is still in 17th place. Yeah. I'm clocked. I am retarded. Real SD.
I think he qualified 2nd. So, but it's very interesting to see the top 7 is actually still on the wets. So will they make the decision to go into the pits this lap, or will they try and carry on with the wets until it gets a bit drier?
We will have to see based on their decision what they decide to do, because right now the safety car will probably go around for another lap. Yes, definitely looking like another lap behind the safety car. Let's see if any of the drivers choose to pit. Any of the drivers on the wets. Yes, Real SD dives into the pits. General Pepe dives into the pits. Ninja Zero, Anirudh, Electrip, G Chroma, Profit. The top 7 drivers have all pitted in onto intermediate tires. What the hell is
in
going
first
on?
Position now.
Yeah, briefly Streeter was in first position as he drops back down to 6th place. All the Not So Masoom is now in the lead. Not So Masoom is leading the Singapore GP temporarily under safety car. Manolo finds himself back up in 3rd place.
I think you're lagging because for me Streeter is in first position.
Ah, that's
Not
interesting.
So Masoom is in 2nd for me. And then Tanish in 3rd.
On my screen, Streeter is 6th on my screen. I think you may be lagging behind a bit because Streeter is in 6th, Noble PP in 5th, and it doesn't look like Streeter is blitzed or anything. He's actually in 6th position. But right now, as it stands, it's a Ferrari 1-2. It's a Ferrari 1-2. That's the first time the Ferrari have looked competitive this whole league, probably because. No offense to Iyad, but he hasn't been.
How is this? Check the stream.
You are seeing Streeter in the lead. I am seeing Streeter in. This is interesting.
Are people warming up their tires for you, like Maranello and Tanish? Are they actually warming up the tires?
Yeah, they're weaving side to side. I can see all of them. They're going through the hairpin section now.
Yeah, exactly. But Streeter is in first for me. Check the stream.
What the hell? You're right.
Some shenanigans going on here again.
What the hell? Streeter is 6th on my screen. Safety car in this lap. Me and Walter are now looking at two separate races. How am I supposed to commentate on this? What the hell?
I don't understand.
It doesn't look like Streeter is lagging out though, but
Not at all.
on my screen it's fine. Oh, Streeter's just dropped to 9th position. What's going? What the hell?
Amazing first.
Okay, I think he might be an AI driver on my screen. I'm gonna have to.
As we are getting ready to start this race, coming through the last corner, Streeter is getting ready to start his grid back up. As he comes across the line, here we go. It's back to green flag racing, as Notsumasum and Panish are actually battling into the first corner. Ooh, Panish actually touching Notsumasum. Now he's under attack from Maranello. Maranello gets the move done. And our Vortex getting very close, trying to look for a move as well. Is it still weird for you, 8 cylinders? Hello? I think we've lost 8 cylinders. But okay. Let's look at what's going. Vanish still in 4th, Vortex in 5th. We look down the grid. Ooh, 5's under attack from Ninja Zero. Ninja Zero going for the move. And he decides to back up, but 5's makes a mistake. Ninja Zero into 7th position. And Ninja Zero has to get 11 points, I think, to be able to get 3rd position in the standings. So he will try to get a nice finish in this race. We will check it immediately if he actually has to get how many points he has to get.
I think my internet has taken a massive shit.
Your internet?
Has taken a massive shit.
Okay.
Because right now Streeter is in 15th place. I don't know where he is on the stream, but he's in 15th place on my screen. Casey has left the session.
He's in 6th for me.
Maranello baby sets the fastest lap, and he's now comfortably pulling away from the rest of them, I should say.
Exactly. I don't know what happened to
the number 69 has
17th position.
The Real SD. Oh yeah, what happened to Real SD? He's in 17th. He was in 2nd place. Don't know if the strategy worked out wrongly for him there, but McLaren
Streeter in
have.
the pits for you now?
Streeter is in the pits. Yes, he is. He's in 18th place for me, but he's in 18th place though.
Okay.
He doesn't look like he's disconnected. He looks like he's. No, actually, I don't think he might be in control. Maybe it's him in control. I don't know. Oh, he's got maximum ERS. Definitely not Streeter in control there. He's in 18th position on my screen. Dylan in 19th. Oh, where's Dylan? Anirudh going for the move on Pfizer. Oh, nice scissoring action there from the two cars. But does Anirudh get the overtake done? Yes, he does. Very tight section there. So brilliant overtake from Anirudh to get the move done on Faizan. Anirudh moves up into, he moves up. Oh, G Chrome has also got the overtake done on Faizan in the save corner. Faizan will be absolutely fuming at that. 2 places lost in a single corner or a single sector. Oh, and another overtake. Southwick is overtaken. Okay, I think definitely my stream is fucked now.
No. Faizan is losing places left and right.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I thought I was hallucinating. Has he lost his front wing? Yes.
Yeah,
he doesn't have an end plate. That's probably why. Oh, this is a difficult sector for him. Then he'll be losing loads of time to the drivers ahead. As Maranello is now 3.6 seconds clear of Tanish. He has gained nearly 4 seconds in a single lap. over Danish. That is
Profit.
absolutely
Profit
insane.
is under attack from Casey as Casey gets a nice exit out of the last corner. Will he get this?
The number
move going in
66
turn one?
has, can it get the move done? Ooh, little tap up the back of Profit there. Ooh, both of them are side to side. Casey left the session. Nice one, game. That makes sense.
Okay.
On my
So
screen, Streeter is back into the lead, and no, Streeter's back into 17th place.
Yeah,
What
17th.
the hell?
Exactly.
Helvete in Sweden.
The real
Swedish.
SD is going into the pits again. He's in last position.
At least that's one part of the stream that's the same between the two of us. He is in last position. Yes.
Yeah, Maranello pulling away at the front with 5 seconds ahead of.
We've got 31 laps left to race, boys. Let us get going.
Did you say
Maranello.
31 laps left?
31 laps. Oh yeah, my screen it says 31 laps is the total race. Not 31 laps left, I should say. 24 laps left on my screen.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
No. Not 31 laps left. 31 lap race filled with destruction is what I was going to say. But I think I'm just going to leave it on board Maranello and just cruise for the rest of this race because he is so razor accurate in any condition. It's insane. It's insane. The consistency. Look at him. 154, consistently faster than everyone else. Bloody hell. He's going to be one to keep an eye out for.
On board with Anirudh at the moment as he's very close to Electric. Coming through the last corner. Trying to get a good run on Electric and he's actually gaining. Let's see if he can
Walter, I do want to
Electric.
Oh, big action there.
Anirudh spun round, losing a couple of positions. I think his front wing might be damaged. No, but he loses it almost again.
And he might be on the attack from Captain Cheesecake here. If Cheesecake can get close enough, will Cheesecake be able to get the overtake? Nah, he's just too far back. Will he have DRS though? No, he will not. He will not have DRS. But interesting strategy choice from two of our drivers. Not So Masoom and No More PP are currently on the medium tires. Interesting. Is it drying? I think the track is drying out.
It looks like it has stopped raining.
Interesting dynamic. Two drivers choosing to pit very early to the medium tires. Could that work out in their favor? Could Masoom and IRC No More PP have come up with the strategy masterclass, Mercedes levels of strategy here? Absolute masterclass of a call from them. Will it work out? We shall see. But as it stands right now, Maranello baby is pulling away from the rest of the field. You know what? If the track is drying out, you know who will be most annoyed by this decision? It'll be the real SD, because right now he's just pit onto a brand new set of intermediate tires just a lap earlier, as he's looking to make up time on Dylan. But right now we should see all the drivers, top 10 drivers coming into the pits. This will see the position changes a little bit. Maranello, Thanish, Vortex diving into the pits. Will Ninja Zero also dive into the pits? Yes, he will. General Pepe right behind him. Electric will also dive into the pits. G Chroma following him. Satwick following him. Everyone is going to dive into the pits as Streeter gets a 3-second time penalty for not being able to keep up with the rest of the drivers on my lobby. Captain Cheesecake also diving into the pits. Faizan, Casey, Profit. The pit lane must be fantastic right about now. But Maranello, is he out of the pits yet? Yes, convincingly so. Not So Masoom and No More PP making up. The Captain Cheesecake was disqualified from the session. What for? What happened there?
Not exactly sure.
Okay, not exactly entirely sure what happened there, but Captain Cheesecake just got disqualified from the session. Very unlucky for him. But now the tail end
for Not So Masoom actually paid off. He's now in 4th position.
And challenging Vortex for the position. Will he get the overtake done? Ooh, gets pushed wide by the Mercedes driver, who's currently on the hard compound tires. Interesting choice. Ooh, Vortex goes very deep. Not so Masoon gets a good exit out of that corner. Heading up to the Singapore sling section now. Will Not So Masoon get a good exit? Does do so, but he has much better grip. Will he run into the back of Vortex? No, he doesn't. Vortex very well defended there. Heading into the hairpin section now. Not so Masoom on a much faster compound here, but if anything, we know Vortex is not one to shy away from a challenge. He has been practicing most definitely at Singapore. He will look to make his advantage count, but not so Masoom, with an absolute masterclass in strategy here, chooses to pit to the medium tires and now finds himself in contention for podium, if not definite points for Not So Masoom. Vortex will look to defend the position, as on my screen, Not So Masoom lags into the back of Vortex, but obviously that doesn't happen. You can see the Singapore wheel in the background there. Very, very nice looking when it's a clear weather. But Singapore, often as Singapore does, giving us some adverse weather conditions, going from fully wet to fully dry now. Vortex just feinting a move into the pitch, choosing not to. Ooh, massive, loses massive time there to Not So Masoom. Masoom has DRS on Vortex. Can he make the move done here? No, he can't. Chooses to hold out against it. Tries it, though, moved out of the slipstream briefly. But Vortex goes fairly deep there into turn 2, heading up to turn 3 now. Not so Masoom gets a questionable line, but he will get DRS, and he is within DRS distance here. Will he make the advantage count into ERS mode 4? Will he be close enough? No, he will not close enough to make the advantage count. Will he try the dive bomb? Gets very close, but does not consider it. Very, very enticing battle here from the two drivers in third and fourth position. The battle for third is definitely heating up now. General Pepe is also closing in on Not So Masoom's position, because Masoom is being held up by Vortex, who's desperately trying to defend that final podium position. G Chroma will also look to pick up the scraps of this battle. He is a little further back, but he will look to catch up soon at this rate, because General Pepe is catching these two drivers at an alarming rate as they head into the hairpin section. That is the battle to be keeping an eye out for, as Not So Masoom gets a good run out of the hairpin. Can't really make up much on Vortex here. Vortex keeping a nice and consistent defensive line through most of these corners, giving Not So Masoom something to think about going into the final sector here. This sector is where the gaps can be made and races are decided, because it's a very tight sector, very technical, with the capability to get caught out in numerous positions. Not So Masoom, will he get an opportunity on the start-finish straight here? Ooh, gets a little wide, little poor line out of the penultimate corner there, into the final corner, carrying much more speed over Vortex, but still running wide and not making his advantage count. But definitely we will keep an eye on that battle. Let's see if any other drivers. Ooh, Satvik is getting close to G Chroma here. Is that lag that's saying it? Yes, it is. Satvik getting very close to G Chroma here. Very clean drive from Satvik so far. No real mistakes from him. Has been keeping a nice clean race even in the raid. He wasn't struggling with the conditions. Definitely keeping control of his race pace. He will get the overtake done on G Chroma here. If he can get a good exit, he does a very good exit from Satvik here. The overtake should be done on the, I don't know if this is the back straight or what, but this is the straight, a DRS straight. Will Satvik get the move done here? Ooh, G Chroma goes very defensive. It's a three-way battle for P6 here right now. Make it a five-way battle. Two cars right behind them. Anirudh also looking to get in on this battle, as the real SD picks up a 3-second time penalty after multiple warnings. Satvik, Electrip, Ninja Zero, and Anirudh all separated by less than 0.2 of a second going into the second sector here. All absolutely diffuse it to front wing here. Tip to tip, that sounds wrong, but let's see exactly what this battle brings. Oh, very not DRS straight here, but the faster drivers can make good use of it. Is there any overtakes? Yes, Anirudh sends it up the inside of Ninja Zero, but Ninja Zero gets the cut back on Anirudh. Very, very nice racing here. Let's go back to the Not So Masoom battle. Oh, Masoom getting very close to Vortex here on the hard compound tires.
But keep in mind, Ninja Zero actually needs to finish 4th if he wants to have a chance of finishing in 3rd position in the league standings. Both 4th and 3rd position in the league, which are Chris Pye and Freeman, are
Gonna
not
have to
in
interrupt you
this
there,
race.
Walter, as Ninja Zero is currently contesting Electrum for P8, getting the overtake done almost in the first two corners, getting very, very side by side. But he will have an opportunity here on the DRS straight if he gets a good exit here, and he does. Electric does not get a very good exit there. Ninja Zero will have ERS and DRS helping him out. Both the RS is helping out the Renault RS19 as it sends it up the inside and gets the overtake done in grand fashion. Not so Masoom retired from the session. Oh God, there's three cars into the same corner. G Chroma somehow coming out of it in one piece. The Red Bull of Satvik completely losing his front wing. Nothing on the front of that Red Bull right there on the right hand side. Just the main element of the Red Bull hanging on by a thread. G Chroma getting an absolute... Not so Masoom is out of the race. He retired.
Is disqualified?
No, he retired from the session.
Okay.
Ahead, Maranello Baby consistently setting fastest laps, pulling out a massive lead over Flanish right now, who's just coming across the last turn. And I think that's Dylan, who he's just lapped already. And oh no, never mind. Dylan is currently no, he has lapped Dylan. Within 13 laps, the final two Williams drivers have been lapped by Maranello Baby. Testament to his ability there, but not so Masoom probably putting something. Oh, not so Masoom saying nice one at Vortex. Definitely going to be some politics and some tempers flaring in the chat later on Discord. If you do not follow us on Discord, please do follow us on Discord and chip in once in a while with the conversation. Currently, General Pepe right on Vortex's tail, should get the overtake done here, has DRS, has ERS, the number 69 has. Vortex goes very defensive, but he will try to send it up the outside. Ooh, good to put both wheels outside the white line. Hopefully that isn't penalized by the stewards, but it doesn't retain much of an advantage over Vortex, so it shouldn't be much of a problem. Vortex getting a good run out of that corner there. General Pepe right on his heels. Ninja Zero and Anirudh also embroiled in the battle right behind them. G Chroma and Electric also involved in that battle. Satvik has chosen not to pit. He's still running. I don't know how that works, but Vortex picks up a 3-second time penalty as General Pepe makes a move on Vortex, gets the overtake done in grand fashion, and Vortex, just to add salt to the wound, gets a 3-second time penalty. He will not be happy with that one.
As I was saying before, Ninja Zero needs to be in 4th position, as he was in 9th before I said that. And then a lot of people just crashed and not so Masoom retired from the race. They managed to overtake G Chroma. Is now in 5th position. If he can make it one more position or get a fastest lap, he will be at 88 points, which is the same as Chris By.
Fantastic. Good news for Ninja Zero. This race is working out well in his favor. But where is Streeter in the classification right now on your screen?
In 13th position.
Okay, he's 14th on my screen, so it's roughly the same. It's fine. 13th, 14th is one difference. It's fine. Makes all the difference. Ninja Zero, Maranello Baby actually disconnected from the session. Has he decided that the AI Maranello bot can win the race without him? I think that is what has actually happened, because he is pulling away as Streeter enters the lead, and he's back down to 14th. Okay.
It's also very nice to see him Uzair back with some very nice replies in chat.
We should emphasize that Uzair is a massive anti-Tifosi, so he'll be saying whatever needs be to get his point across about the Ferrari being utterly crap.
So Ninja Zero has to watch out from Anirudh, who's right behind him. Ninja Zero is actually catching Vortex very quickly. I think Vortex actually might have some damage, as he's going very slowly. Not very
Could
slowly,
be just
but
lag. Could be lag.
Yeah,
I think it's because it could be also because Vortex. I did say earlier that he has a lot of confidence around this track, but you can't help but feel a little bit that the keyboard and controller guys are a little bit disadvantaged compared to the wheel guys, because the wheel guys can get a lot more rotation in and can be a lot more fine with their controls. But right now, as it stands, Vortex he's in a good position compared to General Pepe, because Pepe has overtaken him, yes, but Pepe is on the medium tires, which can go at least 7 to 8 laps less than this tire. So unless he can crank out a massive lead, at least 20 to 30 seconds, which doesn't seem like it's happening at this point, but we will see, he can't really have an advantage on the overcut. It won't happen. So Vortex actually will have the undercut on General Pepe if it works out here.
No, if Vortex is going fast enough to actually hold guys like General Pepe.
Oh, as he loses a bit of his front wing, he just lost his end plate.
Who, Vortex?
Yes, Vortex has lost his end plate coming into the hairpin section.
This means Ninja Zero is coming into fourth position.
Oh, Ninja Zero loses end plate. Ninja Zero loses end plate on the exit of the hairpin. He's lost the position to Anirudh now. Right as you was talking about Ninja Zero, you just jinxed him there, Walter. Not gonna lie. Ninja Zero has lost his end plate.
Yeah, Ninja Zero was in a very nice position to actually go into fourth position, which would have put him third in the standings of the league. Let's see how this still plays out. He's not opting to go into the pits. He just carries on. Both Vortex and Ninja Zero opting to stay out of the pits.
Yep.
Broken front wings.
It does make quite a big difference here around Singapore downforce. So not entirely sure what's their game plan here. But another driver who was very, very reluctant about changing his front wing was Satvik. Is he still with a broken front? He is. He's got half a front wing.
Okay.
He's got half, he's racing literally with half a front wing. How is he doing this? Must be very talented. Have we found Maranello Baby version 2? Maranello Baby's baby.
Minus the
Maranello part, yes. Minus the front. But as it stands right now, yep, all the drivers being very, very consistent here, not making many mistakes. Yeah, just losing a couple of end plates here and there, but most of the stuff, most of the action that's happening is between drivers contesting for track position, not necessarily drivers making mistakes. A lot of drivers being very consistent around Singapore here. It almost feels like a real life race.
Faizan spinning around Prophet, slightly tapping his rear into the hairpin.
Oh, Prophet completely blocking the road there as P14 Streeter overtakes him on my screen. Okay, that's nice. Gets the overtake done there. Let's see if there are any drivers close to each other. I need to get my cap detail to interval. Vortex and Anirudh currently embroiled in a battle here. On the DRS straight, Anirudh getting very, very close, within 3/10 of Vortex here, well within DRS range. He'll get the overtake done. If Vortex has front wing damage as well, keep that in mind. So he should get the overtake done on this next little straight here. Anirudh gets a good exit, and he doesn't use any ERS, recognizing the advantage that he has over Vortex. There is a lot of lag in play here. Anirudh should get a chance into the hairpin section if he wants to send it up the inside. Chooses against it. Vortex goes very deep. Just chooses to let Anirudh pass there almost. Tries to get a cutback maybe to get a better exit. Just not working out well from there. And Anirudh makes his way up into fourth position. General Pepe is well into the third sector, almost at the start-finish straight. So Anirudh has some time to make up on the drivers ahead of him. Tanish also briefly ahead. Tanish nearly 12 seconds ahead of General Pepe. but Maranello bot is currently 6 seconds clear of Danish. Maranello just isn't bothering with this race at all. Showing off.
Doesn't seem like it, huh? As Ninja Zero is attacking Vortex for 5th position. As my overlay seems to be broken.
A broken overlay to round off the season. As the real SD has left the session, choosing that it is a lost cause at this point, Maranello has pretty much all but sealed the championship here.
So, I think this.
Since all the action has kind of simmered down a bit now, what is your prediction for today's race?
You mean the real life race?
Yes.
I would like to see a McLaren podium.
I would like to see a Racing Point podium.
Myself, so.
Well, Uzair will agree with you there because he is also a long-time McLaren fan, has been a McLaren fan since the mid-2000s when he first started watching Formula One, and the days of the Vodafone McLaren Mercedes chrome livery on the MP422. That's his favorite car. He'll get very excited if you say things about the MP422 or 23. But he's also very, very happy with McLaren's position. He's come as a McLaren fan through all the mediocrity of the early and mid-2010s to get to this point now where they look to be contesting for podiums again. So very, very interesting and exciting times for McLaren fans, and definitely going to get even more exciting when they get Mercedes power plants next season. So it'll be interesting to see if they can develop a great chassis. We might actually see Mercedes customer teams putting a fight up to the Mercedes factory team, which hasn't happened until now very often. It has happened. It did happen at Baku 2017 when Stroll beat Bottas, the only time that a Williams customer team have beaten Mercedes in any race after 2017. That is, I'm talking about after the new regulations. But interesting times indeed for the McLaren boys and McLaren fans, as the AI of No More PP.
Danish is right from the back of Maranello.
Maranello, is it Maranello bot or is Maranello back?
I think it is
Maranello's back.
Himself.
I think Maranello just looking to make this race a little more exciting for himself. Just chooses to leave the session, as Vortex leaves the session now. I think there's some network issues or something going on, but Vortex leaves the session. Danish has a good chance. As Danish gets a 3-second time penalty for repeatedly cutting corner 1, but Danish will get a good run here. He will have DRS, but keep in mind Maranello will also have DRS from the back marker ahead of him. But will Danish get the overtake down on Maranello? Is this the first time in RRL history that the lead Maranello has no, never mind. I was about to say, as you can see, with the position from the lead, he is not outbraking Danish and keeping the position. Danish being very, very cautious, not looking to make mistakes, not looking to get adrenaline rush and putting it into the wall somewhere, but keeping it very clean. His ERS is just hovering around the 10 to 12% mark. 13% ERS, unlucky number there, but he will look to get the overtake down on Maranello if he can do so in the next couple of laps. Just choosing to make the race a little bit more entertaining for himself. Maranello just chooses to leave the session for a couple of minutes and come back, and now he's got a more exciting race on his hands, having to defend against Danish, which is always interesting from Formula One driver. Nobody really likes a boring race where they dominate the whole time. They're just looking at the electronic screens, and they're looking at the fans as they drive by. Nobody likes that. Everybody likes a nice, interesting race with lots of overtaking. That's the only gap right now, which False RU is going to get the overtake done on his teammate. Oh, they've both lapped the car of Captain Cheesecake. That's what's happened. False RU is the only one relatively close to his teammate there. The Williams of Dylan just looking to unlap himself, not making it easy for G Chroma, who's currently in 6th position and trying to chase down Ninja Zero, who in turn is trying to chase down Anirudh. Anirudh is now 18 seconds behind the cars ahead. So it's going to be interesting to see how this race works out for the rest of these drivers in the top 10.
As Tanish is going for a goal, he decides not to go for it.
Tanish is fairly...
No, we counted Ninja Zero out as he had some damage, but he's actually still fairly close to Anirudh. Tanish still right at the back of Maranello. I'm sorry if sometimes the commentary is sounds a bit weird, because I have quite a lot of delay in the audio part. So sometimes I actually am a bit late to respond to 8 cylinders in the course of that.
No, I'm just silent because I'm just admiring the great race that's currently ongoing. Ninja Zero and G Chroma briefly showed a position exchange, though I think that's just lag playing effect because G Chroma is 4 seconds behind Ninja Zero. That's not possible. So this game playing it straight. Ooh, Real SD is within 5/10 of Satvik right now. So let's go on board the Real SD. Can he get the move done on the just after the hairpin? This will be interesting to see. Real SD gets a wide entry for a better exit. Oh no, Satvik just pulls away, keeps the advantage. As Vortex gets the overtake done on Electric. Funny move because Vortex is currently AI. So Electric is a player. So I don't know. Oh, Electric. Oh, that's lag. Never mind. I thought he just slammed it into the wall there. Electric dives into the pits on the medium tires. This is where Vortex's strategy comes into its own because he's now on the hard tires. So he's got a much better advantage on tire wear right now. He can go for another 5 to 6 laps without having to pit, whereas the guys on the medium tires now have to pit. Electric goes onto the soft tires as the Real SD dives up the inside of Satvik going into the final corner and gets the overtake done. As Volter does another change in weather. It's raining again. It's raining again. It's raining again. This will be interesting. It's raining again on my screen. It is. I see raindrops. Yes. More spice from this race.
This will actually come as a godsend for people like Vortex and Ninja Zero, as they both have lost their end plates. And they were loving the idea of actually pitting once again. And exactly, it is starting to rain a bit harder again. I wonder how long it will take to actually go into intermediate conditions. I would say something like 2 laps. 2 laps maybe? 2 to 3 laps. As the Real SD is actually already sliding around the track anyway. There is a...
There is rain, there is rain, bring on the intermediates, there is rain, there... as Tanish is currently in the lead, Maranello being challenged... Nah, Maranello's a rain master, he'll make this, he'll make this.
Anirudh having problems entering the pit. People already diving in right now. The weather changed so quickly. It was even less.
You know who I feel really sorry for? Vortex. He's on the hard tires. He made the strategy work, and then it started raining again. Oh, Electric as well. He was on the soft tires, and it started raining. Oh, Faizan just crashed. Faizan just put it in the wall, and Electric. There's no safety car, so they are still. It's still green. Don't know why they're not. I don't know why Faizan and Electric aren't going very fast. Wow,
It's
this
because
rain
it's
is ramped
very
up.
wet.
This rain is ramped up really fast. It's gone from very wet to clear to very wet again. So what? Oh, G Chroma goes on the full wets as opposed to the intermediates. Interesting strategy choice there. Tanish currently in the lead, pulling away from Maranello Baby. Interesting. The back marker of No More Pro Player is separating the two cars right now. This is an intense race right now. This is what I call a race. This is what I call a race.
Coming online. Has he disconnected? I think he has.
I think he has.
Yes,
Vortex
he
is now
has.
coming back online. Steam just told me that he is coming back online, so he should be there any second now. Captain Cheesecake got disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Vortex is back, and his AI has done the deed of putting him on the intermediate tires. So well done, what a Vortex bot. It's done well. I still remember Walter Bot from China. That was interesting.
Sadly, coming in last position. Just like I would have had. As Tanish is now actually in front, 3.5 seconds ahead of Maranello. What a change it has been for the lead. Interesting. As there are a lot of cars
indeed
between Tanish and Maranello at the moment, which is hurting Maranello's position, as they are kind of holding him up. They shouldn't be holding him up this because they ghost. It's actually hurting the guys like Ninja Zero at the Real SD Vortex, as if they don't let Maranello pass, they will get penalties because of blue flags.
Blue flags, blue flags, blue flags. Blue flags, blue flags, blue flags. Oh, that song is so memorable. There are so many back markers currently blocking Maranello's path. There are three back markers fighting ahead of him.
You're saying back markers, but these are the top 8 people.
Oh shit! Are you serious?
SD Vortex.
Oh no! Maranello is currently just behind Street AI.
Yes.
There are a lot of.
My bad. It's
Vortex is on the inters, G Chroma's on the wets, Ninja Zero on the inters, Daniel Pepe. Anirudh come back of the race. He's in 3rd place. Well done, fellow Formula student guy, repping Formula students everywhere. That's a brilliant race from Anirudh. He started in 9th position. He's now 3rd in contention for the podium. But Danish is in contention for the win. Maranello, I don't know why he decided to just lag there. I guess he just decided he wants to make this championship a little bit more interesting. But if it finishes right now as it is, where does Maranello finish and where does Anirudh finish?
Maranello still takes the win of the league. Maranello would have to finish outside of the points, while Anirudh would have to become 1st position in order to win the league.
Right, so Anirudh has to win and Maranello has to crash. Yeah, that's stacked against them there, but we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Anirudh being very consistent here. Brilliant.
I want him to
as he just picks up a 3-second time penalty. Walter, you keep jinxing the guy. Every time you mention Ninja Zero, you mentioned him last time, he fucked up his end plate. You mentioned him this time, he got a 3-second time penalty. I think Ninja Zero has something to say to you, Walter. Please don't mention me. Let me race, man. Leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. I know what to do.
Switching from the wets to the intermediates, as it is
finally
raining as hard as you expected.
Bad move there from G Chroma in terms of strategy. Choosing to go on the wet tires, but now choosing to switch to the intermediate tires. This race is hotting up. A lot of drivers within Electric within 5/10 of profit. Let's see if that overtake is happening. Ooh, both drivers going very slowly in the final sector here. Probably just trying to keep it off the wall.
General Pepe has a penalty.
General Pepe, let me see. Race Director, I've opened up the Windows game bar. God damn it, controller. Incidents. Faizan, Anirudh. Oh yes, General Pepe has. Oh, that's a warning. That's a collision with G-Chrome. He's on a warning, and he has another warning. He has 2 warnings. He's on his 2nd warning. He's crossed the pit lane, white exit line. Does he have a penalty? I don't think he does.
And Ninja Zero has only 1 penalty or not?
General Pepe got another warning. He got 3 warnings. Okay. Does he have a penalty though?
Contact, no?
Yes, that one was for contact. Yes, General Pepe has a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Okay.
And then he got 2 more 3-second time penalties. Oh no, he got 1 more 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings for exceeding track limits. He's got an 8-second warning. He's got 8 seconds worth of warnings.
And what about Ninja Zero?
Oh. Ninja Zero shouldn't have much. Maranello, that's Ninja Zero. You got a warning. You got another warning. Let's see. Maranello got a warning. Ninja Zero is on 3 seconds. Let me check if there's any more.
As the Real SD is overtaking Prophet. Prophet going a little wide, losing the car a little.
Ninja Zero is on 6 seconds of penalties. Ninja Zero is on 9 seconds of penalties. Ninja Zero is on 9 seconds of penalties.
So he would have to clear General Pepe and then even build out the gap of 1 second.
Oh, seconds, yeah. He will have to do that. As Electric gets the move done on Faizan here. Ooh, goes very wide though. As is that Faizan? No, that's not Faizan. No, that is Prophet 133. Not gonna lie, I'm growing to love that Force India color scheme more and more. As he taps Streeter, AI Streeter has just been shoved into the wall there by Electric. Poor Streeter bot.
Streeter is in 11th position for me. He's not even close to these guys.
Streeter is in 15th position, not for me. But did Streeter completely remove himself from RRL and say, I never want to play this stupid game again? Why is he back?
Well, yeah.
Streeter, you're playing a funky game here, my friend. Yeah, he said, I'll come back on F1 2020, then proceeds to take part in the season finale. God. It's good though. We've got 19 drivers, so I appreciate it. But right now Tanish is 8 seconds clear of Maranello. What happened?
It's Maranello. Maranello crashed.
Maranello has crashed. He is human. 13 seconds behind. Oh, Anirudh is catching him up. Anirudh is catching him up. Let's see. He has lost an end plate. Maranello, baby, is human confirmed. He is not a machine. Anirudh is too far to make much of that advantage. They're 33 seconds behind. He won't really be able to. I don't think Maranello would even choose to pit. I think he just chooses to stay out at this point. He's only 4 laps of racing left at this point.
I think he can pit and still be fine.
Pit onto the soft tires, Maranello, I dare you. Maranello has left the session. What is going on? Season finale, throwing up shit all the time.
I think this race is
beautiful.
A pretty good indication of how this entire league went this season. So many glitches, safety cars lagging out, just lobbies not being able to start. Drivers
quitting out, joining back in again, finding themselves 5 paces in front of where they've left off. That would be an interesting one. Right now, as it stands, Ninja Zero is 2.8 seconds behind General Pepe and has Okay, McLaren is on the is a back marker. Never mind. That is IRC, no more PP. But Ninja Zero has to make up the time. He's dropping back as well. He's dropping back at the rate of 2/10 a sector, not 2/10 a lap, 2/10 a sector. And that's a lot of time to make up on General Pepe. So it does seem like he may not get third place in the championship.
Let's not call anything too soon. General Pepe might lose an end plate or get another penalty. And that brings Ninja Zero back into contention, as he's now again 2.8 seconds to General Pepe. Seems like he has a lot more pace in the middle sector, but he's losing out on the straights compared to General Pepe. It might be because he doesn't get the best exits sometimes. Because I've seen him actually get, as you can see now, going onto the straight, he loses 2/10 again. Maybe not having the same confidence as General Pepe to get the power down as early as possible.
Fair enough. We're now heading on to the last 2 laps of season 1 of RRL. It's a very emotional moment. I'm picking up tissues as we speak. It's a very emotional moment. I have tears streaming down my face. But what have been your most memorable moments from this season, Walter? Just off the top of your head, not exact moments, but just off the top of your head. What were some of the most memorable moments to you?
I would say the Ninja Zero win at Brazil was very nice. He won, right? Ninja Zero actually took a win in Brazil, right?
Yes, Ninja Zero did take a win in Brazil.
Because there were two Brazil races, if you can remember, because of the lagging.
Yes, there was. We had one 50%, and then we had a 25%.
Yeah, Ninja Zero taking the position was very nice to see, because it's the only race Maranello took part in he was not able to win. This might be his second.
Yes.
New people
Tanish
like
is gonna
USD
take.
and Tanish actually join our league. A lot of faster guys compared to, no offense, the other guys in this league. I don't think anyone will be offended when I say Maranello is just on another level, because he clearly is.
He's GOAT esports. Here's what he is. He won an international race with as representing India, I believe, a couple of weeks ago.
General Pepe.
The real
General Pepe.
General Pepe retires from the race. Ninja Zero does he move into 4th place?
He just has to stay clear of Vortex, who is 33 seconds behind him, and Ninja Zero might.
Surely, Renault have wrapped up not only the Drivers' Championship, but also the Constructors' Championship. Applause for Renault! Applause for Renault! They're actually doing something on a video game, if not in real life. I think my favorite moment from this season, Brazil. A lot of nice racing there. Also, safety car, Bernd Maylander being the lad that he is. But also, if you remember, I took part in Austria and the race. There was so much brilliant racing on display at Austria as well. It was a brilliant race. So that was my highlight of the season. For me, that was one of the best races.
I think this league has come very far in terms of, well, definitely in terms of the guys actually racing. Because if you look back at one of the first rounds, there was a lot of contact, a lot of crashes, a lot of incidents reported to the stewards as well. When you look now, there are barely any incidents left.
I believe I should point out at the beginning of the league that you and Dylan got into a very heated argument after the exhibition race at Australia. And you said that, I believe, I quote you in saying that, man, you need to learn how to drive. You said something like, you need to figure out your driving, man, or something like that.
No.
You and
that
Dylan
was
were going.
Maranello who told no
I think Melting Ace just rage quit F1, by the way. After that, you never saw him on RRL after Maranello said that. I think it did impact him as a driver on a
Could be.
personal level.
No, I said.
But
The
Danish
thing I said about Dylan
has
was that he just didn't see his mistake, and that he was just talking out of his ass.
Lovely one.
But obviously, no hard feelings to Dylan. Dylan is a great guy.
Of course.
He just likes to.
Dylan,
He just likes to provoke, as you can see from his streams as well.
what are you doing, man? Get out of the way. That's him on most of his streams.
Exactly.
But
He's a great guy. He's a
entertaining, though.
very great guy.
I watch every one of his streams with so much enthusiasm because he's such a great guy. He's an entertainer. He doesn't do particularly anything different. It's just his way of dealing with shit as it happens. It's just so funny, so funny. And you guys do have to check out his streams on Twitch. They are really nice. Him and Folsari are constantly commentating the whole time, running commentary on the destruction that they take part in and they get caught up in as well. But I think we should go on board with Danish here as he comes through the final sector. He's coming past the bridge section here near the Singapore wheel as he completes a very dominant race. He has been one of the few drivers this time around in season 1 of RRL, joined very recently, and has managed to make a brilliant impact so far. Really good racing, clean racing, and has managed to dethrone Maranello Baby this time around, who took it a little bit for granted. But Danish comes across the line. The fireworks are in full display as he serves a 5-second penalty as he comes across the line. Danish picks up the race victory. A convincing drive there from the Ferrari driver, and contrary to what Uzair may think, Ferrari have picked up a victory in this race, much to Uzair's disappointment. Maranello picks up a 2nd place finish, Anirudh picks up 3rd, and Ninja Zero, by finishing 4th, has finished 3rd in the Drivers' Championship. All of Walters...
He hasn't finished yet, guys.
That's a good point. He has got a point there. He's got 9 seconds worth of penalties. He's currently coming through the final corner, unless he spins out here. No, he doesn't. Comes across the line. That is 3rd position in the championship for Ninja Zero. A fantastic, consistent drive from him throughout the championship, and that pretty much all but secures the World Constructors' Championship in RRL for Season 1 in Renault's favor. But I think special mention does have to get on. Special mention, all the praise has to go to Maranello Baby. What a dominant force he is to be reckoned with. An absolute monster in terms of comeback drives. Brilliant race pace. This time around, some electricity, this is that, computer crashed, excuses flying in, but he did finish 2nd overall.
He definitely had some problems this race.
Yeah, everybody had problems at some point in this race. Satvik, very good debut race from him, finishes 7th overall. G Chroma in 8th position, Casey in 9th after being in 18th position at one point, and Streeter, who seems to be in numerous positions for numerous people, finishes 10th on my screen, but he probably finished 17th on your screen. Oh wow! It finally, everything correlated, everything came together, and he finished.
Yes, exactly.
As that is a brilliant victory for Tanis there, who is a recent addition to the league, but has been a force to be reckoned with at the Singapore race. Well done there.
To Maranello and Anirudh, for both coming 2nd and 3rd in this race, but becoming first position in the league and 2nd in the league standings for Anirudh. Ninja Zero coming in clutch. I told you he would do it. 3rd in the standings.
You didn't help him out by jinxing him like 25 times, though. I think you'll have some harsh words about that afterwards. Because every time you mentioned him, something went wrong. First lost his end play, then got penalties, literally every single time. But I think with that, ladies, or I should say just gentlemen, there aren't many ladies watching our streams. we would like to thank you from both me and Walter for watching us and hopefully enjoying our commentary in season 1 of RRL. It does conclude here, unless of course they decide to add more races and make my Sundays a bit more hectic after waking up. But for now, as of right now, we can tell you that the season has ended. There are no more races planned for right now. But we hope that we should have some streams coming over the next couple of weeks, maybe over the next week on F1 2020. There are some drivers who have picked up F1 2020, so it'll be interesting to see. But it's been a real eye-opening experience for me commentating. It's the first time I've ever commentated on a league, commentated on anything for that matter. So it's been a very, very entertaining couple of months for me. Just looking forward to all these RL races. Of course, I'm kind of a moderator on the server as well, so just keeping everybody in check and starting some conversations here and there and interacting with everyone in this league, which started off as just a couple of raggedy boys on a Sunday afternoon with 20 or so people. Of course, it has grown now to more than 50 people, and it will expand even more because RL has close ties with IRC, and as IRC grows as a community, so do we. So we would like to thank you all for joining us on this fantastic season. It's been very entertaining for us to watch. Kind of topsy-turvy, thanks to the safety car at certain races, but that doesn't detract from the fact that it's been a brilliant, brilliant time commentating on this league. Walter, any final concluding thoughts?
I want to thank everyone for watching, also the drivers for practicing and making this racing a lot more clean.
Yep, definitely.
Everyone who has taken part in this league, and yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you will be there again next season.
Yep, there is a lot of big changes coming for season 2. More information on that the next time we come online. If you do want to keep up with RRL, do follow us on Discord. Join in on the action. We're always looking for more experienced and/or rookie drivers to entertain us and make our Sundays all the more interesting. But also big thanks to Walter. He has been streaming the majority of the races. He's been doing a lot in terms of getting all the overlays and making some interesting animations. And he's been in charge of streaming, and I've just been in charge of connecting to it on my phone, and then I commentate, and then everybody's like, "Oh, Sid did such a good job," or "Eitzel did such a good job commentating." I'm like, "Well, I didn't do much. Walter did most of it." So thanks again to Walter.
You're way too kind. Thank you for commentating and having this brilliant input to every single race.
It is my pleasure. Hopefully, I can expand my bases a little bit. I am curious to see if IRC will offer me a place as a streamer/commentator, so that'll be interesting. But for right now, I am only associated with RRL. My contract, unlike Ferrari, who wouldn't offer Vettel a contract, RRL has offered me a contract, so I'm still here for season 2. Hopefully, Walter will be as well, and maybe closer to his computer than this time around. And we will see you guys when we see you guys, because we don't know. We do not know when the next season will happen. Season 2, the format has been announced. There'll be interesting developments on that, but we don't know. We don't know. Honestly, we have no idea how the season is going to turn out. We don't know when it's going to start, what the schedule is. But thank you guys very much for joining us for the season finale. We enjoyed it, hopefully just as much as you guys did. And we will see you guys later, I guess. And it's goodbye from me.
See you, everyone. Have a great time.